Now, I've previously done a video on every time the Joker has saved Batman's life. I'll add a link in the description. But this video is going to look at the times that the other villains from Batman's Rogues Gallery have saved his life. Talia al Ghul. Now, in all honesty, I found the game Gotham Knights to be incredibly disappointing. I was hoping for an Arkham-style game, but instead I got, well, whatever you'd call this game. But the cutscenes are quite well animated and do have some good action. Sometimes. A lot of it's just them standing around talking. And there is also the beginning of the game when Ra's al Ghul attacks Batman in an absolutely crazy sword fight in the Batcave. And this fight ends with the two of them dying, and then the sidekicks have to assemble to protect Gotham now that the Dark Knight is no more. But then Talia steals Bruce Wayne's body and she decides to save Batman and bring him back to life.
My father's mind was broken by repeated exposures to the Lazarus Pit. Unlike my father, I used that exposure to free Bruce's mind from his ridiculous oath.
And she also decides in the process to brainwash him into her kind of loyal slave, using the power of this universe's version of the Lazarus Pit, because in this universe they can do that. Now, of course, his sidekicks are able to get his mind right in the good old-fashioned method of beating the living hell out of one another, which is really Batman's language and, indeed, the Bat family's idea of therapy. And eventually they get through to him and he breaks free of the control.
You're not gonna get this Lazarus Pit, because I won't let you.
And Talia also saved him in Arkham City, twice actually. The first time is after Batman is succumbing to his poisoning and is about to die. But Talia lets him into their lair so he can take their demon trials and become the head of the League of Assassins.
You wish to become an assassin. Why should I trust this change of heart?
You saw my face. Does it look like I have a choice?
Are you prepared to take the demon trials? You must show you are willing to take a life to save the world.
I'm ready.
Then let the trials commence.
And the first trial involves him drinking enough Lazarus Pit potion to keep him alive for a few more hours. So technically it's not just Talia but also Ra's al Ghul who saves his life at this point, since he's the one who gave him the goblet after all. And the second time she saves him is when Joker had him cornered and trapped, though this wasn't actually through Joker's skill but pure luck, as the building they were in was being blown up and bits of it fell on top of Batman, trapping him. And so Talia traded her life and the secrets of the Lazarus Pit's immortality for Batman's safety.
Do we have a deal?
No!
Oh, shut up!
And although they do leave him there, Batman is actually still trapped until Catwoman shows up to help him. Though she isn't really a true villain, so whether that one counts as a villain helping him is up to you. The Riddler. In an episode of the show The Batman, the Riddler and Batman are trapped together in a shipping container that is slowly sinking into Gotham River. So they are running out of both air and time. And while Batman is actively trying to escape, he cannot do it alone. And bizarrely enough, the Riddler doesn't really care, as he is happy to just drown at this point in his life. This is because he has gotten the revenge that in this universe he craves so much, to the point that it's the only thing he cares about, and now that he's got it, he can die. But Batman's able to talk him around by helping him to realise that there's actually someone else out there that he also needs to get revenge on. It's not the most mentally healthy technique, I know, but whatever works in a crisis, I suppose. And together they manage to escape to safety. And while this is technically a team effort, it's also true that Batman would have died without the Riddler's help. So it definitely counts as the Riddler saving him. Though that doesn't stop Batman from saving the person Riddler's going to get revenge on and capturing him in the process. And that is only one of the times that villains save him in this series. The second time is when Batman has been trapped and cornered by the Gotham police, and he has no way of escaping this. However, earlier on in the evening, Riddler, Joker and Penguin had decided on a wager, and they decided that the one who unmasked Batman gets control of the crime of the city. And then of course the cops have him cornered, and all the villains decide that if they can't unmask him, then the police sure as heck can't unmask him or kill him either. and so they team up to rescue Batman from the cops. Admittedly, it's a completely selfish and petty rescue, and they intend to turn on him the instant he's safe, but it still counts as a save, regardless of the motivations behind it. The Arkhamverse. Now, I've already mentioned Talia and Catwoman saving Batman, but there are actually a few other villains whom save his life in the Arkham games. Mr. Freeze. In Arkham City, the Joker has poisoned Batman and he is dying. He gets a temporary boost from a Lazarus Pit potion, but he needs a proper cure in order to survive, and for that, he needs Mr. Freeze.
Unfortunately, the cure degrades too quickly. It needs a restorative element, some kind of reforming enzyme. Without it, it breaks down before it can help its host.
And once you get Freeze the ingredient he's missing, namely Ra's al Ghul's blood, Freeze then makes 2 vials of the cure, locks one up, and taunts Batman with the other one.
How are you feeling? You look unwell.
Give it to me.
I'm afraid I cannot do that, Batman. You have given me your last order.
This is not a time for negotiation.
The two of them then fight in what is commonly regarded as the greatest Batman boss fight of all time, but ultimately Batman wins, only to find that the cure in the vault has been stolen. And then, as we all know, Batman manages to track down and take the cure. Now, you could be forgiven for saying this doesn't count, as Freeze does kind of make it hard for him to get the cure, but since he does still make it, I'm kind of thinking it counts. Though there is also a second time Freeze saves his life that is more clear-cut. In the Arkham Knight game, Freeze's wife is stolen and Batman gets her back. But the Arkham Knight sends an army of tanks after them, an army too big for Batman to defeat, so Freeze has to detonate a generator to take them all out. And in this same game, Poison Ivy saves him, and pretty much everyone else, when she absorbs the fear gas that Scarecrow coats the entire city in. And doing this takes so much out of her that she actually dies in the process, and her body dissolves and flies away in the wind like seeds off of a tree.
Nature always wins.
Although in fairness, Batman did kind of blackmail her into doing this.
And I should trust you. Why?
Because without your help, every plant in this city will die.
But even still, she could have refused, and she certainly didn't have to go as far as giving her life for the process, but she still did.
Estimated the humanity that remains within her.
She's gone, Alfred. Clearing the toxin took everything she had.
Oh, I see. Her final act was a noble one.
And Catwoman also saves him in this game. After solving enough of the Riddler's riddles, Batman confronts him and is being a bit overwhelmed by the robots and Riddler's mech suit. That is until Catwoman comes into the fray to help him and potentially saves his life. Though in fairness, he may have actually been fine without her. He is Batman after all. But there are some other times that Catwoman has helped him out. In Batman the Long Halloween, Batman is about to be killed by Falcone, but Catwoman jumps up and takes him out, saving Batman. And then there is the time in Batman Hush. Now in this film, the villain Hush is systematically destroying Batman's life through coordinated attacks. And not only does he nearly kill him by breaking quite a few of his bones, he also kills his childhood best friend. Yet despite that, Batman still has a pathological need to save everybody around him, part of his trauma from witnessing his parents' murders. And so, when Hush is about to die, as the factory they're in is coming down, Batman ignores his own safety in a desperate bid to save Hush's life. And if he had succeeded in getting to Hush in time, then he would have died along with him because, as I said, the factory was coming down. But fortunately, Catwoman is there and she realises this because it's a bit obvious, and she manages to pull him out and save his life, though only barely. Though Batman is furious with her because Hush dies. She does point out that he couldn't have saved him anyway, and that all that would have happened is that they both have died, but Batman doesn't care, because, as I said, he has a mental disorder from his childhood trauma.
You're absolutely insane. He killed your friend. Tried to murder Nightwing. Hell, he almost killed me, and you're sorry he's dead?
And this actually ends up leading to Catwoman realising that they can never be together, as he can never give up being Batman and risking his life for others. He's basically going to keep doing it until the day he dies. And so they end up breaking up. which is a shame because they were easily the most interesting couple in the New 52 film series. Superman. In the Injustice universe, Superman turns into a villain and conquers the world, because why the hell not? He's a god, he's going to enjoy himself. Of course, that is until Batman and his team bring him down.
You'll have to kill me. No, not even you. There's been enough killing.
But in the sequel game, the world is invaded by Brainiac, and Batman has no choice but to team up with Superman, as they need his power. But sadly, when Superman attacks Brainiac's ship, he is killed.
Now he's gone. I'm sure that's the best news you've heard all day.
I'll miss him too.
You mean that?
He was a good friend once. I trusted him with my life.
And so Batman ends up infiltrating the ship on his own, and at one point he is cornered by the machines and is about to be killed, when Superman suddenly smashes onto the scene, destroying all the enemies and saving Batman's life. Although they kind of just gloss over the whole Superman was dead thing. I mean, we never learn where he was while the world thought he was dead. It's like he just flew off for a few hours, then suddenly returned because he remembered, oh yeah, isn't there an alien trying to destroy the planet? Oh, I better get on that. Although in fairness, as great as this game was, the script did feel a bit generic, especially compared to the first one. It was just a bit off in places, like the production had been rushed a bit, and so the script had to just be, oh, just throw that in there, we gotta get this done. Which from what I know of the game is pretty much exactly what happened. So a few bits in the story didn't quite add up. Still a great game though. And those are the times that the villains have saved Batman's life. I mean, they're not the only times, of course, there's always going to be others. And if you have another life-saving moment that you think should have been included, then please let us know in the comments. Along with which one of these is your personal favourite, of course. And I'd just like to quickly remind everyone that we have some merchandise available on our store, and to say thanks to all of you who have donated to the Needle Mouse Productions page on Patreon. And as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment.